Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 price. Some things have been happening recently about the Nintendo Switch 2 price that are extremely interesting, and it's pretty good news for anyone who wanted to have a more affordable Nintendo Switch 2 that isn't like $500 or something ridiculous. As always guys, if you end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys leave a like. It really helps the video reach more viewers when you do that. And of course, those comments help as well. And if you want more of these videos, make sure you subscribe and have that notification bell on. So the Nintendo Switch 2 price, I think, is a pretty interesting topic. A lot of people have different ideas on what that price should be. Nintendo has always gone the route, or not, I don't want to say always, but for the most part, for the past 10, 20, however many years it's been, Nintendo has gone the route of affordability. Now that the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal has already gone and passed, at least for that teaser trailer, not the April Nintendo Direct, it's not April, I wish it was April, one would think that they wouldn't be announcing any more Nintendo Switches. It wouldn't really make any sense, right? A new console for your most sold console of all time, or at least almost now. I don't think they passed the PS2 numbers just yet. I don't think people were expecting another Nintendo Switch reveal, at least when it comes to console. And the price point on this is pretty interesting because it does give us some inkling to what kind of inkling. Splatoon. Didn't mean to make that joke, but it does give us some kind of idea on what the pricing for the Nintendo Switch 2 is, and there's also some information by an analysis that gives us even more of an idea on what that could be. So over on shortcut.com, they have this article and it says this: all eyes may be on Nintendo Switch 2 reveal on April 2nd, but Nintendo still believes it can reach more consumers with this existing system. A new Nintendo Switch Super Mario Bros. Bundle will launch on February 27th for $349.99. That's according to the notoriously accurate leaker Biblicool, who has a fantastic track record. Update is true, Best Buy has already listed the console. So this specific Nintendo Switch leak ended up being true, and Best Buy confirmed it by listing the console. Now the interesting thing about this is that it's $349.99. If you guys remember, the interesting thing about that price point is there was a potential Nintendo Switch leak by a Costco employee. So over on tomsguide.com, they have this article that says Nintendo Switch 2 price possibly leaked by Costco employee, here's how much it should cost. They had this to say: at the moment, all things Nintendo Switch 2 are holding a pattern. While Nintendo has made the console official, it hasn't spilled the beans on the details for the upcoming dockable handheld, leaving us to wonder what company has up its sleeve regarding pricing and specs, or wonder what the company, I should say. A new leak from Family Boards might have revealed the console's price. Through it comes the relatively sketchy source. A Costco employee in Canada posted a placeholder price card that shows the console priced at CAD $499.99. Now that's in Canadian. Now if you transfer that into United States dollars, that's going to be $351.29, or $350. And that's the exact price of this new Nintendo Switch OLED bundle. Now that does pretty much match the price of the leaked placeholder from the Costco employee. Now one would look at this and the new Mario bundle that was recently confirmed by Best Buy and say that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be $350. Well, not exactly, because if you look at the bundle, even if you were to take out the Nintendo Switch Online 3-month pass and also Mario Wonder, you're still going to have to pay $350 for a Nintendo Switch OLED if you were just to buy it itself. According to Nintendo's own website, it's $349.99 MSRP. So either way, it's gonna cost you $350. My question is, why would Nintendo sell that for $350 and also have this new bundle that's supposed to come out on Mario Day, March 10th, just before the April Nintendo Direct, where we were likely, or most likely, will get the price for the Nintendo Switch 2, and then price that also at $350. You wouldn't pick up the Nintendo Switch, you would pick up the Nintendo Switch 2, right? Unless they're trying to do a price thing where it's like, okay, let's sell this at the same price of the Nintendo Switch OLED, so people will be more okay with buying the Nintendo Switch 2. Because one thing you also do have to keep in mind is this is supposed to last them for at least probably another 4 to 5 years, I would assume. So maybe what Nintendo's gonna do is maybe drop the price of the Nintendo Switch OLED, Nintendo Switch Lite, and the original Nintendo Switch, and have that be the new shiny console that's gonna cost $350, and maybe the Nintendo Switch OLED will drop $50 and it'll be $300, which would make sense as to why the bundle is gonna give you a free game, a relatively new game too, by the way, and Nintendo Switch Online Pass, because they already have plans to drop it down to $300 maybe. Again, that's just speculation, but it wouldn't make any sense to make it $350 and then have your Nintendo Switch OLED still be $350, right? Another option here is that the Costco employee's leak was wrong. The previous price for the Nintendo Switch 2 that was rumored was $400, and that sounds a lot more likely to me. $350 would be great, but this is a new console that's a lot more powerful and has DLSS and all that great stuff, and it has new Joy-Cons. I just don't see them selling it at $350, to be honest. And the interesting thing here is there was some recent news. Over on Nintendo Life, they have an article that says this: Nintendo will likely price the Switch 2 at $399, says analysts, above the Switch but below its competitors. And I think that's a pretty big important point to also point out. There are rumors of Xbox doing their own handheld, there's rumors of Sony doing their own handhelds, there's a ton of other handhelds like the Steam Deck, so Nintendo is going to have some form of competition when it comes to handheld devices. So the fact that even if they put it at $400, it's still in a very good place, add in with the fantastic software and backwards compatibility that they themselves have already confirmed, it's literally the perfect price point. I still think $350 would be still amazing. I mean, that would blow my mind in a perfect world. But anyways, let's read through the article and we're seeing what the analysis is saying. An analysis has predicted that Nintendo will likely price the upcoming Switch 2 at $399. John Van Druenen, I probably butchered his name, author of One Up Creativity Competition and the Global Business of Video Games and co-founder of Nielsen-owned games market research firm Superdata Research, has presented his reasoning for the prediction in his latest Super Juiced Playlist newsletter. In it, he states that a $399 price point would comfortably straddle the line between affordable and premium, positioning it below its direct competitors but above the current Nintendo Switch. Now, before we read off his direct quote, I do want to say a lot of people have this conversation occasionally on if Nintendo is actually competing against Sony and Microsoft and all the other companies like Steam and stuff. And specifically when you're talking about versus Sony and Microsoft, I personally think they are competing. They're competing for our dollars. I have a PS5, I have a Switch, and I have a PC. I'm gonna choose, especially when it comes to like third-party games or indie games or games that are on all platforms, they're competing for my dollar. Unless it's like a double dip situation or like something like Shin Megami Tensei 5, for instance. The new one that has the new aspects and DLC and all that great stuff when it comes with that version of the game. I am gonna eventually buy it, and I have a PS5, I have a PC, and a Switch. They are competing for my dollar. The reason why I'm gonna get it on the Nintendo Switch is not only because the Nintendo Switch is coming out and maybe there will be some kind of upgrade for it and it will probably run better on it, but also the portable version, right? Nintendo won the dollar. That's competition. So the same thing comes with a more powerful Nintendo Switch that will more than likely get more third-party games. They're going to be in, even more so now since it's supposed to be more powerful, and all of these third-party devs seem really interested in it. Nintendo is going to be directly competing with Xbox and Microsoft, whether anyone wants to agree or not. That's just a fact. Almost a fact, I should say. We don't know how powerful it is. It's not confirmed by Nintendo yet. But if Nintendo ends up making a more powerful Nintendo Switch, they will be in competition with people who own multiple consoles and people who are already deciding. Do you go with the Switch for its portability? Yes, you won't get the top graphics that you get from the console and PC, but you also get the portability and pretty good quality when it comes to graphics and frame rate. Again, there are rumors that it's supposed to do all of these things like DLSS, 4K, all of these weird rumors. If those do end up coming true, well, then Nintendo is definitely going to be competing against the other companies. So if they end up pricing it at $399, that lowballs it a bit and also is more affordable, which Nintendo always is trying to do. But anyways, this was his direct quote. Based on the current market dynamics and platform positioning strategy, Nintendo is likely to price the Switch 2 at $399. It represents a critical psychological threshold that balances premium hardware aspirations against mainstream market accessibility. At this price point, Nintendo would maintain its traditional positive margin on the hardware while positioning the Switch 2 distinctly below rival premium gaming devices, just above the original Nintendo Switch launch price. It signals a meaningful technical advancement without alienating its core family demographic. And this also is echoed by stuff that Nintendo themselves have said about trying to be more affordable for everybody. Even when you talk about like the more powerful consoles, like the PS5 Pro, that is a ridiculous price. And I'm sure Microsoft and Sony are also building their next console right now as well. That's going to come out in the next couple years probably. So while Nintendo is doing their own thing with their own portable, which it seems, according to rumors anyways, Microsoft and Sony are just going to copy them again like they always do. Nintendo is going to price it at a perfect price point, and not only that, have backwards compatibility as well. Again, the interesting thing is going to be if any of the games are actually exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2, which is kind of confirmed already. If you guys didn't see that news bit about the stuff, we covered this in like a couple videos ago, but I think it's worth mentioning when talking about exclusivity, can't talk today, but the vouchers that you use for your Nintendo Switch games, you won't be able to use those for Switch 2 exclusive games, according to Nintendo. So that means more than likely there are going to be Switch 2 exclusive games. The big question here is it going to be like first party stuff? Like, is there going to be a new Mario game and you can't play it on the original Nintendo Switch? I mean, there's like 150,000 plus Nintendo Switch owners. That would be a dumb move, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. But that's what the analysis is saying. Now, if you go back to the past Nintendo Switch leaks, and also the Costco stuff, and also the bundle that we recently got revealed, 400 does sound like. So I think that Costco leak was probably fake, and that rumor before it was probably real. And this bundle almost points towards a higher price than $350, since the Nintendo Switch OLED already costs $350, which you can just look at the OLED price as well and just guess, okay, well, the OLED costs $350, the Nintendo Switch 2 is probably going to cost $350. The only other way that it's not going to cost, or I meant 400. The only way it's not going to cost 400 is if Nintendo reduces the price of the Nintendo Switch OLED and then prices the Switch 2 at $350. But I guess we'll see on that. What do you guys think down in the comment section below? Make sure you guys tell me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.